everybody. I am so excited to be back. I really, really am. I'm almost afraid because it's like if you don't, if you stay away too long, you get stage fright, and that's kind of how I feel right now. But I know I'll get over it real quick because I'm amongst friends. So, anyone who's totally brand new here, and anybody who has just subbed recently, anybody who's subbed, to be honest, thank you so, so much. It means absolute world. It really does. I know you guys hear that all the time from us YouTubers, but we actually all truly mean it. We really do. So rest assured about that. That's not an act, at least from the majority of us. So anyway, what I do is I put everything in chapter form, and at the end of each chapter, we have what I call commercials, and those are just anything that's funny on the internet, and we laugh at these two fools. So, anyway, so we're just going to get into it, and and then I'll explain further. Oh yes, I forgot to mention the beginning is courtesy of the Royal Grift. I always give credit. All of my creators that I use, you guys, is always in the description of my videos. So, like always. So, please subscribe to all of them or any of them, or just, even if you don't, give them a like, anything. They all deserve it. They're all great. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm sure you all know the Royal Grift. If you don't, she's wonderful. Check her out. Obviously, she doesn't need me to push her, but yeah, I believe in sticking together. So, that's a little bit what this is about. This chapter is called Bob's Story. The entire truth, because yes, I do have it. And HG Tudor needs to know that this rose comes with thorns. I don't mean me. This came, like, it's 4:30 in the morning on a Friday. I have to be going to the city here soon, but I'm doing this video because I had to change everything. This is like my third take as well, so let's hope I can get through it. I didn't want to ever bring up any of my stuff that's personal because it's nobody's business, and I also don't need you guys to feel any kind of sympathy or anything for me because, I'm a grown woman and I'm okay. So anyway, the person who gave the HG Tudor his story about the Prince Andrew and the yacht and all that stuff with ROACHEL, I did that story about almost 3 months ago. Oh, it almost broke me. It took me weeks and weeks, and I did 4 videos altogether, or 1.5 or 2.5. The other one's on YouTube or Patreon because there's too much other, stuff I can't talk about. But anyways, I did part 1 and 2 here. But if I don't blame anybody if they don't want to go through it all or whatever. So what I decided to do, because mine is different a little than it's the same story, you guys, and I couldn't believe it that they actually used Bob, because that was what I named her friend. So it's all very bizarre, and I know HG doesn't realize that, or I don't know. All I'm saying is you got to give someone else the credit if they've done the work, which I really, really do try to do the work. You know what I mean, over the months that I've been on. Anyway, regardless, it's fine. I'm not upset with him. It's this other woman, well, he's not a woman, but I just don't want to get into it. But if anybody wants the story, you can email me, and I will give you any and everything you ask for, and that's the truth. I hide nothing that way. I just don't feel that, goggles of people want to know my stuff. So that being said, I'm going to put just what I read out in part 1 and in part 2. So that's what I'll be taping. And then in between, I'm going to have my commercials. And then at the end, I'm going to have another chapter, and then we'll discuss or whatever and go from there. And it shouldn't take too long, hopefully, because I'm cutting it right down, like just literally what I read. That's it. All right, guys. So hopefully you'll stick with me. And like I said, HG Tudor just did this video, and it's literally almost word for word mine. But you'll see some of the differences, and you'll actually see that I show you exactly what she wrote me and everything. Where, like, I literally screenshot everything and show you everything. So, okay, I will shut my yap and we'll just get going. Okay, so I've followed, researched, watched, listened for the past 5 years. I am British by birth,
but immigrated to Australia in 1973. I did my degree in English and history at law in the mid-90s. True, provable facts first. Fast forward to 2022, a few weeks before the Queen's Jubilee. I was in somewhere shopping and bumped into an old university friend of mine, Bob. I've changed the name. Looking older, as we all did, but still the same guy. We'd spent a lot of time together in a group at uni for 3 years. We went for coffee, which turned into lunch to catch up. He told me of his current situation, and I mine. Bob is from Brighton, England, and came to Australia with his family when he was 18. But he still had lots of relatives in the UK, and like me, followed some of the politics there and the royal family. Talk turned to Her Majesty's Jubilee, and that's when Bob told me about 2002. So let's bring ourselves back, guys. He had been backpacking around Europe and went down to Nice, a place he said he had always wanted to visit, along with Monaco. On his second night there in a local bar, he got chatting to some guys around his own age. One, Tim, another change, had a father who owned a yacht, and it was moored in the harbor. His father was a Greek man. Tim offered to take Bob the following night to have a look at the yacht and have a few drinks. Bob said his impression of Tim is that he wasn't short of money. Bob was. Tim also told Bob there was some girls on board who yachted. Naively just thought they were lovers of sailing yachts. Tim soon told him the purpose of these girls and that he would arrange for Bob to have one of the girls. He knew Bob had little money, but said he'd square it. When Bob saw the size of the luxury yacht, he thought it was just a yacht you'd see on Sydney Harbor. He was awestruck. It was huge. On board there were 2 deckhands, and Bob remembers about half a dozen young, scantily dressed girls. None looked more than 18 or so. Later that day, a new girl arrived. She was American, very pretty, with long dark hair. The other girls seemed to know her, as did Tim, and introduced her to Bob as Meghan, an actress who he later found out had recently landed a part on an American TV hospital show. Remember that, you guys? General Hospital. The other girls didn't show signs of liking her. Tim told it was because she was always bragging about how famous she was. None of them knew of any fame, and how one day she intended to become America's first female president. She was also older than the other girls. She told Bob her father was a successful stage lighting technician who had worked on a big TV series. This young woman became known to Bob as Meghan Markle. She had also arrived, like the other girls, to act as companions to rich men for the season. At that time, Bob had never heard the word yacht girl, but he now knew their purpose. He told me he never went with any of the girls, but who knows? He may just be embarrassed. I kind of think that's probably true, hey? Somebody who'd, it's an old friend. Sorry, I just need a little drink. Okay. The girls, Bob and Tim and 3 other friends, sat drinking and chatting on the yacht that night and ended up sleeping on it. Bob saw no men come onto the yacht that night. The following day, they were having a VIP visit them. Tim didn't know who the VIP was, but a lot of the men previously who had been men who were known or who had been heard of. So for Tim, the girls, and the crew, it was just another chance to party. The deckhands made sure everything was clean and tidy, and in the evening, champagne and finger foods that Bob had never seen before were laid out. As the sun set, a large car drew up to the marina, and a man got out and walked towards the yacht. Bob's eye came out of his head when he saw who the VIP was. It was PA. That's what I'm going to say, guys, okay? You can see who that is. Bob later learned that the PA was on some kind of envoy mission, traveling, striking up deals and relationships with other countries' leaders or people of influence. Bob shook hands with Andrew, who then sat down, took off his jacket, and was soon drinking champagne and eating the finger food. Within half an hour, M, who had changed into what Bob remembers as a very short, thin straps white dress, was soon sitting on PA's knee, whispering into his ear. Naturally, the other girls didn't like this. Another 2 men arrived. Bob thinks they were Middle Eastern, and after having a few glasses of champagne, disappeared below deck with one of the other girls. The night became a little bit of a blur, as Bob was not used to champagne, but he distinctly remembers M&A going down below deck to a cabin. Tim told Bob that over the next 3 days, the pair never left the cabin. I just need to interject here. I had a story in another one of my videos of somebody who is quite famous who also told a story of her doing a 3-day stint with somebody. So yeah, this is not uncommon is what I'm saying. Andrew was rude, arrogant, and demanding. Oh, shock. There was a push-button bell in each of the 4 cabins to call a steward. Bob made plans to get the train up to Paris later that week, then over to Switzerland. Before returning home, he'd already been back to Brighton to see relatives and to London with his brother. Before he left, Bob spent quite a bit of time on the yacht. He had become somewhat of a friend with Tim and 2 other young guys. Plus, Bob was interested in PA. He hoped to see him again and maybe get to talk to him. But on the 4th day, the arrogant PA left abruptly, not thanking anybody. He had a car waiting for him on the road to the jetty. About half an hour or so later, the 2 other men had left the day after they'd arrived, Bob thinks. M also left, but not before telling Tim's then girlfriend, who had known this girl, he can't remember the girlfriend's name, for a while. And Tim had said that M had said this to his girlfriend. I've got myself a prince.
Oprah's explosive interview with Meghan and Harry. Witness all the drama.
There was a confrontation over the dresses.
Yeah, there was. And I went right up to Kate and I was like, I'm Meghan, this is my day. Stop trying to make this history day. I'm American. But she apologized, so it's fine.
Shocking revelations.
Yeah, orange pubes.
What?
On all the soap.
Ooh.
Hashtag freckle penis.
Hold up.
The racist conversations.
And you're not going to tell me who had the conversation?
Well, I think if I said who said it, it would be damaging to the person who said it. So instead, I think I'm going to not say who said it, so it's damaging to all of them. Does that make sense?
But I can't tell, or William could get in trouble. With over 45 minutes of pill commercials, the royals' life on their own.
What delights you now, things that you actually cherish in your life here?
Mostly I cherish my humble new life in the ghetto next door to Oprah and Tyler Perry.
Another pill commercial, and a shocking twist you won't believe.
Wait, do you think my title is the Duchess of Success?
Yes, because you're a success in all you do. Every one of us.
It's Sussex.
Sussex? That's where I'm from.
You're the product of 1,000 years of cousin fucking.
The royal interview with Oprah. Ask your doctor about pills.
Okay, so we left off with PA leaving the yacht. Okay. So, PA leaves the yacht, followed by M. Tim had asked Bob to stay, as there was 3 rich Middle Eastern men due, but she said she needs to get home. He meant asked Markle to stay. Anyways, through Tim's girlfriend, who M had kept in touch with, Bob learns that MM and A keep in regular contact, as A travels to different countries before going back to London. MM was said to be really excited that she and the prince got along so well. But when he gets back to London, she tries to ring him on the same number, but it was never answered. MM found out that the Queen Mother had just died and A was going to live in her old house. She had connections even back then and found a number for A's office. However, she could never get through to him. According to Tim, he told Bob MM had some very important news for PA. She was pregnant and he was the daddy. Yeah. Lara, at that time, me and my ex-husband had gone over to live in York in the UK for 5 years. PA was all over the media as Randy Andy, a girl in every port, And as we know, with his involvement with the E word, man, this is entirely believable. However, it would appear that MM was just another one of those girls, E's girls, because Soho hadn't happened yet, right? Bob said that while she was quite pretty, she wasn't the most attractive girl he'd seen, but to MM, she had bagged a prince, her very words to the girlfriend. But as the weeks passed, being unable to contact him and he not returning the messages she'd left him in London, she realized that nothing would come of it. So at around 10 weeks, this date's not verified, she had an abortion, telling her friend that a hold would be a stone around my neck, or words to that effect, as she had been trying and I think failing at getting acting jobs. She had done that General Hospital, remember? Okay. She did let it be known throughout this period of her intentions to get into politics. Okay. She had, through her father, who she would constantly refer to, had only landed a small part in a hospital TV drama, and her aim was eventually to get into the White House. Bob himself had actually heard her say this on the yacht not long after she'd arrived. We're not sure what, if anything, she did next, but Tim told Bob that after her abortion, she had a brief affair with a minor actor who had a STD. Got a serious infection and had a hysterectomy somewhere in California. Bob had no other details. He has a good memory, but was nobody back then, and his chats with Tim were not based solely on Markle. She'd only ever come up in their conversation, as Tim's girlfriend had told him, had become at first obsessed with PA, but when he ghosted her, she had become extremely angry and had even said she would pay him back. Bob and Tim remained friends, not regularly as Tim returned to Greece and Bob to Australia. As most relationships like this end, their friendship petered out, and Bob hasn't spoken to Tim in years. Bob had been offered a lot of money about 2 years ago by the Times on Sunday, but refused. He now had 2 kids and a very religious wife who had no idea of his background as a young man. He also said he isn't strong enough to deal with media spotlight or trolls, threats, etc., which he totally believes would happen if his name came out. But he's got no problem with me telling a few chosen people. So my question to my source was this: how was Bob offered money, and by who, if nobody knows his story? Hi, Lara. Easy questions to answer. About June 2022, after I'd heard Bob's story, totally believable as he's a really good and honest man. It was back in the day when not many people were calling her out, mocking and making fun of her, absolutely. I told Bob, being in the media business myself, that he could make himself a fair bit of cash. He wasn't sure. He had a young family and his wife was a devout Catholic. He also knew about trolls and sugars who were much more active back then, and he didn't think he could cope with any backlash. I offered to talk to the editor of the Mail on Sunday to see what him coming out would mean. The Mail had recently done a piece on calling out some negativity. Bob agreed, but told me not to identify him in any way. He had to think about the ramifications if he did come out and tell his story. About a week later, I spoke to the Mail on Sunday's editor, who really wanted the scoop on this, as it was still at the time only really rumor, and not taken as seriously as it is today. However, he wanted a picture of Bob for the article and the name of the yacht. I was told he could earn upwards of £10,000. Bob had, and still does, to my knowledge, I haven't spoken to him since about September last year, a good job. I won't say where, but it's just that, a good, well-paying job. His wife also works. So money, even in late 2002, especially £10,000, was neither needed nor a life-changing amount. He decided to point-blank refuse and has continued right up until I last spoke to him. To be honest, I think he just wants to forget about the whole thing. He wants to protect himself and his family. It is what it is. I think it was
2022, there was a YouTuber who I was friendly with. Her channel was very small and she wanted to grow it. So I gave her just the bones of the story, nothing in depth. Plus, I've learned so much more since then. Her YouTube name was, and I just put, could be any of us YouTubers, so it doesn't matter. And she did put out a short video, but was afraid to do so, as at the time there was still so much speculation around. However, she did it, but ended up by saying she didn't know if it was true or not. And her viewers had to make up their own mind as to the truthfulness. I can't remember what comments she got, but she disappeared soon after and I never heard from her again. I have read comments on other channels about A and M, independently of the bare bones of what I told that YouTuber. Even watched one of those talk TVs or something last year where the guy was very adamant that he had received information from a source, not me, about A, meaning M, as a yacht girl. Plus, there have been others who have used a photo of them both, not the one that, where she's on the boat, not that. That's a different girl. A and M, both topless and obviously on some kind of boat yacht. Bob never had a photo. He never had a camera. He was just a 20-something guy, backpacking with barely any money around Europe. The second YouTuber, who I promised I would never name, is still active today, but is and has been so careful of what they put out. Very careful, as she has had a strike and never wanted to get it on the wrong side of the sugars or YouTube.
Okay, it is so odd, you guys, to listen to myself. It's so bizarre. But this is why it started. I had a sub contact me as well, and I had someone in the comments. But on X, I saw this. I was like, what? She says, I don't think I'd ever heard HG say that he had been contacted by a source. We've all rumored something, Andrew, but this gives details. And then it's on the yacht with Prince Andrew, Meghan Markle, hashtag narcissist, blah, blah, blah. Hashtag HG TUDOR, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean. Anyway, so I was like, oh, okay. So I checked it out, and yeah, sure enough, I was like, oh, wow, that's something else. So I hope that was fine that you had to listen to that. I hope it wasn't like boring or whatever. Even if you'd listened to it before, you could have fast forwarded. But I do have a couple more pages that I didn't read out, and I'll do that as well. And then we'll get into other things. Okay, so this is extra that nobody got to see. Well, on Patreon they did, but there's a lot more on there that won't be on here. So I'll just read this out. In 2002, Andrew was the UK's trade ambassador, as Bob had said, and he was, as I'd remembered, known as Randy Andy, a girl in every port. He could travel anywhere he pleased, all expenses paid. One thing I've never thought of, nor have ever asked Bob, who wouldn't have known anyway, as ROACHEL went onto the yacht before Andrew arrived, that she would have been there to do business. Okay, she would have been there to do business. Sorry about that. So did Andrew pay her by the hour, the day, extra services? I'd love to know. MM made sure they kept in touch on a regular basis afterwards, so she may have refused payment, having bagged herself a prince. It's very interesting how this overprivileged, spoilt brat of a child, then as a young man, sought out those with great wealth and hedonism, as he did get about £250,000 a year allowance. Charles got $1 million, even as a young man, which rose much higher when he became Duke of Cornwall. But although getting his expenses paid, maybe MM was written off as an expense. That would have pissed her off too. I could start to see where her intense hatred of the royal family started, way back then, I think. He sought out people, PA, Epstein, Gates, Clinton, who could evaluate his financial status. He had a private royal plane at the time, which would take him anywhere he wanted in the world to go, unsupervised, no questions asked. Paid security. So Saudi Arabia one day, on a yacht in Nice the next. So in 2002, when Andrew was on that yacht as a VIP and MM a yacht girl, he actually was roaming the world at the Queen's expense. And then I just wrote, this is why he didn't have security with him. Plus, he didn't want them there. Because I had people who'd asked me that, hey. And then I just was being myself when someone starts acting all friendly, but you already know what they really are. Oh my God. But I put that dress up because I think it's very similar to the one that she would have had or been wearing when she was with Andrew. When I saw this picture, you guys, I was like, oh my God. Well, that is quite the look, Andrew. Like, if a look, you could see it all right there. It's like, now that you know the story, right? It's like, how can you not see it in his eyeballs? He's just got, like, contempt. Like, it's like he's boiling over with rage. You could just see him like, what the F are you doing here, you slimy? You know what I mean? You can just see it, and you can just see her with her smirky, ha, I'm here. What can you do about it, you bastard? You know what I mean? Like, literally. And then behind him, it's like wide-eyed, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is going on. Oh, anyways, I just thought I'm going to have to lighten things up a bit because, yeah. Anyway, we'll go forward. So, guys, I have a couple blinds in this, but I don't know how much time I'm going to have because I don't want to ever go over an hour. That's just too much, I find. So, we'll just go with this. Some of you will have heard this and some not, but it's always worth a listen to. So, anyways, it was each entertainment lawyer. The Favor. For many years, this almost A-list actress, Meghan Markle, precariously balanced herself between dating and yachting. She thought of it as dating upward, and there are perks such as lifestyle and glamour and gifts of dating upward rather than yachting in the traditional sense. It was through her willingness to straddle the line that she fit right in with an organization, Soho House, that has locations all over the world to facilitate meetings between the wealthy and the attractive people who are drawn to the wealthy. Our actress made it a point to befriend someone who worked for the organization and could put you in a position to be in front of someone wealthy and looking, or this person could also keep you for any plausible interaction with their patrons. So basically, they can help you or not help you. I've discussed this relationship between the actress and the person, Marcus Anderson, in the organization. What I didn't know until very recently is that to facilitate a meeting she really desperately wanted and the inside information of what buttons to push, she slept with the higher up, Ronald Burkle, in the organization. He didn't and doesn't normally work on a quid pro quo basis, but he did that day and the next day and for nearly 2 weeks. Our actress was fully on board and she got her meeting. Meghan Markle, Soho House, Marcus Anderson, Ronald Burkle. She is so slimy, you guys. Oh my God. So I just thought I'd bring out a couple of pictures so I'm not always reading something. A couple of my older ones, and I'm like, yep, that looks about right. I mean, honestly, being a psychopath, does that come also with literally looking at yourself completely different than what you actually look like? Because this woman shows off her legs all the time, and she should not. She should just not. Especially nowadays. This is 20 years ago, or whatever it was. No. This one will be real quick. It's a mixture of two things. The top, a movie, and the bottom not. So I just thought I'd throw that in there just for something. Something educational, of course. This is educational and for entertainment purposes only, and only my opinion. That it's her sitting there and laying there. That's only my opinion. Of course, let's not forget what a yacht girl really is. Having the time of your life, ROACHEL. God. And then I had to share this again because I'm always so proud of myself when I find something like that. I know it's sick. Yachting's hard work. Well, at least it's not on her knees this time, right? Now, this is the main reason why I do this stuff. Soho House and Company, a modern slavery statement, you guys. Soho House and Company is committed to ensuring that there is no slavery or human trafficking in any part of our business or supply chain. And I went, WTF? When have you ever seen a business with rooms say this? Are you kidding me? And I know I've put this up before, but it's just like with anything, right? Baka, whatever. It bears repeating a lot. I mean, that's all kinds of wrong. If you have to say that, there is an issue. I'm sorry, but there is an issue. At least with me. So this is going to be it for me on this particular chapter. I just wanted to get that out there to give you the rest of the story. Nothing against HG or anything like that, but, you know, it just, fair is fair. It felt fine. We can share it. That's no problem. But, and just wanted him to be careful too, right? Because there's whatever. But like I said, all good. So, this is just an old tweet. Somebody saying, is there any chance you'll be in the market looking to join friends and I for Yacht Week, in Croatia? And it just on the other side explains what a yacht girl is, which we all know already. But I just needed something. I thought I'd put that in. If you want to screenshot it, if you've never seen it or whatever, go for it. And yeah. Anyway, I've got some commercials that are brand new. I want to watch those because those excite me the most. And then we've got the last chapter, which is just all kinds of good stuff. And then we'll be done.
On archetype. I'm so glad to be doing this podcast now that I'm living a more private life. This is going to be such a wonderful journey for me to... Excuse me, what's the matter? Give me the phone. Yes, Harry. Oh, she died? Of course, because I just started my podcast. Great timing. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, do you have to go now? Okay, you're going tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go with you. I don't care if Kate's not going. I want to go. I'm your wife. What are you talking about, Harry? I'm going to go. I can do my podcast anywhere around the world, okay? I'll meet you at home at 5. Okay, thanks. She died. Yeah. Great timing, right? I know. Okay. So as I was saying...
It's me too fucking angry. The solution is simple as far as Meghan, I beg your pardon, that was a mistake, and Harriet is concerned, is that the King of England, the royal family, just need to strip their fucking titles away and do it now. And if you can't do it through the constitutional process of MPs, the House of Lords, and just get the fucking thing done. And I'll tell you why. Royalty. And specifically Hollywood royalty, A-list, A-grade. Now in Hollywood it's all about networking. It's all about being a B grade or a C grade and wanting to get up and up and up and up until you're an A grade and then a platinum grade and fuck knows what else. And everyone in Hollywood and in California are so constantly concerned about how they're perceived in terms of the Oprah Winfreys, the Cameron Diaz's, the fucking health and lifestyle, avocados, and fucking who you're seen with and when you're seen with them. That's why she great crashes all these parties and people tell her to fuck off because she can't act for shit. So obviously she's got by royal appointment as a duchess, and if you're in California or in Hollywood and you are actually a royal, it doesn't matter if you can't fucking act, you know, people want to be with you, Meghan, won't they? They'll want to, and you'll network, and then suddenly you'll become, you know, the next fucking American president. The point is, take away the titles and you will take away the mechanism for them to stop being complete twats and just being normal twats rather than being twats on a permanent private fucking tour of the world, you know, like Nigeria and fuck knows what else. I mean, just take the fucking titles away and it will all stop. I can have some fucking peace.
Okay, they're so awesome. I just had a thought though. The first one has music. So if I get a copyright, I'll have to have it removed. And that's okay. It's just, it might be weird. I don't know. And I hope not. But if so, that's why. So let's just hope it works out. But okay. I hope I can fit this all in because we have a brand new Sam and I haven't even watched it. I just grabbed it and it's 5 minutes and I really want to watch it and have a real good giggle. So we're going to get through this and then we're going to watch Sam annihilate them the proper way. Okay. So it's ROACHEL's 489 nationalities. Hashtag where's Lily? Hashtag where's Archie? Crazy tweets that went down the age train on a whole other level. Bits and bobs, blinds, and it's just Aiko's water cooler gossip. So I saw this and I'm like, you know what? Let's just go through how many nationalities she said she is. Just real quick, just for shits and giggles. Says, revealed Meghan's mission to explore her roots in Malta. Exclusive pictures show trip to trace her ancestry as the Mail uncovers who her British-Irish ancestors really were. So this was just from a sub. Meghan has had roots all over the world. Inside her mission to explore her Irish roots. Never once, though, has she explored her American roots, which is, oh my God. But I don't think Nigeria is going to work out for her, you guys. I'm sure you've all seen the speech, so I won't put it on. But I'm all for this. Thank you to Nigeria's First Lady, Olarima Tibu, who in one brief speech respectfully leveled Meghan Markle to her knees. Tell them we don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beautiful. It's not beautiful at all. And then she literally said her name, which is absolutely hysterical. And, yeah, that's pretty much don't come back as far as I can tell. But I could be wrong. So someone wrote this, so I put the pictures to it. What killed me is that she refused to cover up in Nigeria, but wore a long-sleeve blazer with pants on the plane back to the U.S. Wow. And I never thought of it really, but how true is that? She could not be more covered up if she had a burqa on. I mean, really. But then she goes to Nigeria and walks around like nude. What? Okay, so we're going to get into this because this is the most important. If I can't get into anything else, I want to get into this. I put up a poll a few days ago. How old is Dorito in this photo? And it turned like 44% said 21, but 56% said either 18 and under, 14, right? And more said 14. And everyone's like, you know, she looks really, you know, whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, that picture was cut. 21 years old, eh? I say no. I say no. And I've got mind-blowing info, you guys. It's absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to think myself, but it's important. I want to get that out. And then if I can't, I'll put the rest in another video. But we're going to power through this because it's actually quite shocking. I was like, wow. And it's not anything like I've ever put out before. So it's all brand new stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just be showing and reading stuff and showing the massive differences in ages and how nothing adds up. And a couple tweets that I found that I'm in shock over. And nobody seems to be talking about it. I'm like, oh my God, but okay. So this is from the Daily Mail, and it says, Martin, now 69, was the clinician the Markles came to see when Dory was pregnant. Husband and wife were certainly an incongruous pair. He, a 35-year-old balding and slightly ungainly bear of a man of Caucasian stock. She, a petite black woman, 12 years his junior, who wore flowers in her braided hair and flowing hippie clothes. Okay, we'll do the math. Tom, 35, her, 12 years junior, so that's 23. So she was 23 then now when she had Meghan? Because I'm not just thinking it's Meghan lying about her age. I also think it's Doria. Because in here, and this is from the Daily Mail, you guys can do the math, honestly, right? Then there's this tweet, which is from Samantha Markle back in the day, 2018. No, I'm not a stepsister, clueless. I'm her blood half-sister. We have the same dad. She was born in our house or at the hospital and brought home when I was 14. Since you know nothing, just shut up. I thought she was supposed to be like, I don't know, 20 or something, 21. What the hell? What the hell? So I went on my own digging expedition because I prefer it that way, because that way I don't have to get anybody else's stuff in my head. And I thought, I'm just going to go and see what Trevor Engelson's, his timeline. And it shows they were divorced in 2014. Everyone says 2013, but no, it wasn't. And everyone says 35. No, she was 37 when they divorced in 2014. That would make her 47 this year. That's how old he is. It just makes sense. Oh, there's a lot more. Daily Mail again. Doria Ragland was 16 in 1972. 7 years later, she'd fall head over heels in love with Thomas Markle. Okay, 1972, she's 16. 1979, she's 23, which is when they supposedly got married, right? 1981, she'd be 25. She supposedly said she was 21 when she had her, and I showed you that picture where she looks like she's 14. The math is not mathing, people. Like, what does Daily Mail think we're stupid? Oh my God. Okay, guys, this is what really freaked me out. Okay, it is February 4th, 2014. Meghan Markle, no filter, just unbridled happiness with friends. Have a joyful day, everyone. Okay, that seems pretty innocuous, right? But just wait. Happy 40th birthday, Meghan Markle. Much love. Have a wonderful day. Someone else says happy birthday as well. What? What now? I don't mean she's 50 this year? What the hell's going on? Honestly. And this is a real post. And then there's this one, which is Marcus is supposed to be like a year older. And this is in 2013, and this is Marcus's birthday. This is his boyfriend or whatever, and he's the one that got her that guest editor at Vogue and pretended they didn't know each other. It was really sick, but whatever. Did she give the wrong month so people can't even find her? Like, what the hell is going on? Honestly. What? Again, 2013. You did it again. Birthday boy, yeah, blah, blah. Of course, her and Marcus front and center. This guy sure gets around, because look who I circled. They seem to be pretty friendly. Huh. That's kind of odd. And this one is literally from the Daily Mail. And there he is again with Eugenie. What? This is who this dude is. Ben Skirvin. Freelance celebrity and fashion hairdresser, U.S. agent. I don't know how he has all this pull everywhere. It's just very bizarre, okay? I'm putting that out there. What in the hell? What? You have to admit, that's really weird. And all of these weird numbers, and the Daily Mail doesn't think we can add, and nobody's ages are matching up. It's just all kinds of wrong with my friends. All kinds of wrong. Omid Scabies accidentally exposes Meghan and Marcus Anderson's true ages. They are 46. Marcus Anderson graduated in 1996, and there, right in front of you guys, you can see it yourselves, is his graduation photo. In the world of Soho House, Marcus Anderson has always held a significant position as the global membership director and a key figure in MM's life. Interestingly, like Meghan, Anderson's age seems to vary across different articles, with some sources claiming he is 43. Could it be that both Meghan and Anderson are actually 46? Yeah, I'd say so. That's just me, though, my opinion. And then I saw this, so I'm like, oh my God. Madame Duchess. Seriously, what the F is this? This is not aging. This is rotting. I'm like, yeah, kinda. You guys are so smart and funny, honestly. I have a lovely, lovely sub who sent me this, and I love it when we can find out our own stuff, you know? Anyways, she said, I was watching the series Friends from College, filmed in 2017 for Netflix. One of the characters, played by the actress Sarah Chalke, wears this striped dress with buttons down the front. I immediately shrieked, and it is the same one MM wore, and it was ill-fitting and awful on her. Photo to follow. So there's Sarah Chalke. And this is from one mainstream media. I don't know where, it doesn't matter. And yeah, it's the same one. This bitch steals everything. Literally. Her voice, what she says, what she wears, everything. So thank you for that, because no question that's where she got it. Okay, so I'm going to probably skip a few things, but I still wanted to touch a little bit on babies, because that is always in my videos. So this is kind of new, because they point out the rib cage and where the uterus is, because she should have been barely pregnant, and there you go, of course. So I've showed this before, but not this particular picture. This was in People magazine, where it says this is Archie playing with his mother. We all know that's, I call Netflix Archie, because that's who they used. And I mean, I think we probably all heard Paula M's interview with that housekeeper, and they said that's, you know, that slip and slide and that for that Netflix show that they, you know, had Harry on with Archie. Yeah, no, that it was pretty evident who it was. So yeah, we know. They think we're dumb. So I thought I'd show you some kind of funny things. Sugar, someone says, am I the only one who thinks Meghan and Harry's baby looks exactly like Stasi and Bose? I mean, come on. Because someone says, what a glorious day to check Twitter. I'm not well. Like I'm dry heaving, Meghan, my freaking queen, her baby. If you know, you know. What the F? Like, no, yeah, we do know. We know it's a lie, is what we know. Another lovely sub sent this. Same day color of hair. It's June 5th of 2022. Same day. And look at the color hair difference. That's what she put out. I'll show you some more. These ring a bell, right? Look in the corner in the right hand. That's supposed to be a Frogmore. Look at her hair. And then she has her, when she's holding her in her arms, look at her hair. Wow. So much is coming out, and you guys are so smart, and wow, thank you. And then I was in the wrong side of the net, because I have myself on the corner there saying faints, because I went, your girl, after reading this. First off, look at the picture. Like what? And these people are serious, you guys. Beautiful family. May God continue to bless you guys. God bless. Nice. Bless you. Beautiful. Just love this with the whole family. Looking good. Are people that stupid? Like for real, for real? like for real. They must all be getting paid, right? Please tell me that. Nobody could be that stupid. Oh my God. So I like this because I put this little together. So I wrote incoming pics of a stalker at work. So this is at the Inskip wedding. These are all different pics, guys. So I thought how cool. I can show you guys some different stuff. Look at her. Give him that kiss. Is he even hugging her, touching her? Nothing. Not a damn thing. And then at the bottom, look at her just staring there, just glowering at everybody. Okay, so this was May 2017. She's escorted out from Polo. Well, what the hell? So then I started to get silly because that's how I am. These pictures are gold, you guys. I have not seen these before. September of 2017. I don't really want to get into it because I'm running out of time, but that's when she got kicked out of the Invictus Games. And there's my Prime Minister Trudeau there. And I just wrote in there to be, myself. Oh my God, I told her to wait at the hotel. My wife is here, for fuck's sakes. This is MSM, and they wrote, Both Harry and Trudeau look surprised and uncomfortable to see MM and MA arrive. Oh my God. Oh. And in this, I wrote, she is never going to go away, is she? Fat. And they wrote, is this the face of a man happy to see his girlfriend arrive at an event? One that will move in with him in a few weeks and he will propose to? I don't think so. What the hell? And this was the garden party where they were to spell, Charles' birthday. And they were asked to leave after 20 minutes because they were so rude and awful and horrible. There she is in the car all pissy. And I just wrote, when a stalker gets what she wanted. Because that bitch stalked him. Hardcore. You can see it everywhere. The look on his face. Oh my God. So I have time to read you a couple more things that are really juicy. A friend was a mod on a popular chat site for parents and higher powers, saw to it that anything negative written about M was deleted. It got to the point where the subject of M was banned entirely as they couldn't keep up with the deletions and bans. It's a very dangerous existence. Megbot army linked to Russian conspiracy theories tweeting obsessive support for Duchess, says report from the Telegraph. Wow, man. Wow. So I say it's all about the company you keep. A Playboy money laundering suspect once photographed with his arm around MM has agreed to hand over almost $13 million in assets. Mansour Hussain, 40, regularly seen with some of the world's most famous people, was pursued by Britain's version of the FBI over alleged links to organized crime lords. Yeah. Am I surprised? Nope. This is seriously the kind of people they are. It's disgusting, really, you guys. Really is. A sub sent me this screenshot. Look at that. Yes, she's capable of anything for sure. She picks her prey well. From her father. If anyone would know. So here's another old blind from June 22nd, 2020. The illiterate former actress turned royal has a friend who knows all about the yachting and trolling for rich husbands because she was doing it too. The two are very good friends. Turns out, though, a divorce is in the works for the friend. MM and Misha Nunu. And then I just wrote up above, cut out of the same cloth, literally. Look at what they're wearing, you guys. It's like almost to their navel. Both of them. Good grief. Okay, so I'm going to leave on this one. And then I'm going to play Sam and we're going to laugh. And then I'm just going to pray you guys get this before 2043. Oh, God. Okay, so thank you to 5Button for this. If anybody knows where this is, please let me know, because I don't know. But I do like what she says, because she says, typical, everyone around her is focused and paying 100% attention to whatever's going on, but Markle, as usual, looks bored stiff and focuses solely on the camera. Is this woman genuinely interested in anything else apart from how she looks and having her picture taken? Nobody can be that shallow, uninteresting, and vacuous, surely, although Markle seems to manage it on a daily basis. Right? Look at that. It's always the same, you guys. It just always is. She's so predictable. It's like the sun coming up. That's how predictable. Well, hopefully, right? Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. And yeah, I'm gonna be gone this weekend, but all right, I will talk to y'all later, and let's just enjoy Sam. Thank you again.
Hey, welcome back to Meg in the Kitchen. I'm smeared in avocado, and Harry's been dipped in milk and rolled in a broken biscotti. All right, I got plenty of juicy bargains just waiting to explode. Satisfaction guaranteed. It sure is, Harry. Now, do you, like me, live with someone with an unpleasant body odor? Well, you can make all of your rooms smell as fresh as our latest lawsuit. There's nothing like the smell of a lawsuit in the morning. With these scented candles. Now, first, we have these ones here with 3 wicks in. I mean, how wicked is that? I wrote that. Now, you may think that you've seen this kind of thing around in any number of shops and stores, but, the data isn't in yet, and the scientists are still trying to draw conclusions. So we're going to carry on saying this is completely exclusive to our brand, the 3-wick technology. And it's available to you for only $99.99 over our website, www.muchasmula.com. So you better get that credit card out, because we've only got a limited stock of loads. But scientists also say that we're going to sell loads in the first hour. So you do the math. Loads minus loads is nothing. He's correct. So unleash that card. Have you got your credit card out yet? Have you? Because unused credit's as wasteful as uneaten food. Oh, Meghan, tell them about the free side gift. Okay there, Harry. Hold your horses, you infuriating little redhead. But, as Harry just intimated, without proper permission, we will be throwing in these complimentary wickless candles that have no wick. Free of charge for only $29.99.
Free of charge.
Oh, yeah, they're the other candles that we took the wicks out of to implement our 3-wick technology. Oh, Harry, if you say 3-wick technology one more time, I'm going to smash you right in the face. Although he is right, the benefits of a wickless candle have not been properly trumpeted. You can't burn them because they don't have a wick. And, that means they have great longevity. In fact, they never need to be replaced. I mean, can you get any more convenient than that? Not that I'm aware of, Harry. But don't you go anywhere, because we're going to be right back after this short break. Hey, welcome back. Now, if you thought we were going to stop at candles today, then I think it's time that you admit to yourself that thinking is not your strong point. And it feels good when you finally admit it. Because today, right now, this instant, we are doing a special on these matching his and hers baseball caps. As you can see, Harry is modeling the hers as we speak. Hey, Meghan, I was just thinking. Uh-oh. Aren't we going to get in trouble for advertising these as his and hers? Which is like an assumption that everyone lives in like a heteronormative environment. Which might exclude the non-binary and the quirky gender crowd. You know how rowdy they can get. Well, I just wish a rowdy crowd would storm in here right now and just shut you up, Harry. Really shut you up. Wouldn't it be great if Harry just shut up? But as I was saying before Harry piped up, you can pick up these 2 matching caps for you and your significant other. That was smoother than Macaulay Culkin's stubble. And to add an extra dimension to these corduroy hats, you can have a symbol or an image placed front and center, of something that you both bond over. The thing that means, the most in the world to both of you. And we've gone for an M on ours. Yeah. It's exactly what you think. Doesn't need to be said, but we know. Harry and I discussed it, and, we had a good to and fro, didn't we, Harry? Well, more like 2 with a dash of fro. Oh, even that was way too much for you, Harry. Well, I have to say we've come to the end of the show. And I'm exhausted having to explain my double standards to my own husband. So we'll be having words. Say goodbye, Harry. See ya.